If you're sick of all these RVs that just give you a jack and squat for campsite window coverage, stay tuned. You might like this one. Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd at Bish's RV down here at Forest River's Salem Wildwood facility today, getting an updated look at what's alive for 25 in their new Ice series. This is what they call their Intelligent Camping Edition. It's a streamlined version of a Salem Cruise Light or Wildwood X-Lite, the little brother members of the family, where some of the, you could argue, fluff stuff, they kind of peel it out and it keeps the RV lighter weight in both physical weight and the pocketbook kind of weight, if you know what I mean. They also did a couple interesting design decisions on this one. Like, it still has the big front private bedroom, you know, with the large bed and bonus closet space. They have a really cool kind of hidden pantry-tainment storage center, but they sacrificed a little bit of kitchen cabinetry to give you an awesome panoramic kind of campside viewing window. So when you're sitting on your sofa, when you're cooking in the kitchen, you can actually keep an eye on what's happening on your campsite. And in a bunkhouse like this, that makes a lot of sense, because a lot of times the kids are out there kind of bopping around while you're, you know, making lunch or something like that, or just enjoying maybe a couple moments of peace inside. But you hear a crazy noise, you want to see what's going on. This gives you a great chance to do that. Not to mention, sometimes it's just nice to be able to sit down, even on a rainy day, and just look out of the RV and not feel so enclosed and packed into the thing the whole time. You know, it doesn't have a full camp kitchen, it's just a little mini fridge, but you can always, you know, do various cooker situations outside. It's little decisions like that. Some people don't care about an outside cooker, some people do. Well, they give you space if you're one of the people that do, but they peel out the cost for the people that don't. That's the intelligent part of the Ice Baby camping series that we're looking at here. And if you like how we get you down here early to get you all the updates on this fresh stuff, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because this group has some awesome stuff in the pipeline. So this series came out about midway through the 2024 season, maybe a little bit further, but it didn't look like this. And this is actually, I think, a really good example of the fact that simpler and less expensive doesn't have to, like, look cheap. Now, cheap, what looks cheap is very subjective. Some people might feel that way. It doesn't read that way to me. I can see where there's some financial corners cut, but things like still using the nicer Coleman Mach Air series that is very quiet. Like, if you listen to this, I actually had the opportunity to leave the air running today, and that's the air cranking at full tilt. And it is cold in here. It feels great because it is hot and humid outside. I am appreciating it. It is fantastic. This series is kind of again, the little brother offshoot to the X-Lite Cruise Light Salem Wildwoods. So no floor heat ducting or anything like that. And a different kind of step-up slide system that I think you're going to like, because one of the cool parts about it is you can actually sit in it while the slide's retracted. They also went with a newer lighting package this year while maintaining that accent lighting above the slide. And as a result, I think, even though they've got kind of a you know, darkish brown decor, it doesn't feel super dark and ugly and oppressive in here. One of the cool things, I think, though, is that they maintained the full Versa Lounge like you see in the Salem Cruise Light X-Lite things. Which, if you're unfamiliar, it includes all these handy storage totes to get to everything down there. Also, it can fold down into one giant sleeper. Now, for quick demo purposes, I didn't fully take that table down, but you can make this one full super slide super sleeper if you are so inclined. And it's kind of easy to miss, but they changed the look of their blackout roller shades. At a glance, it looks like this is a valance on top of the windows, but it's not. That is your blackout shade right there. They actually made the shade look better, you know? And if you really want to keep the sun blotted out of this thing, it gives you the best way of doing that. With the carpetless, ventless thing, that makes this also very, you know, kid-friendly, pet-friendly, spill-friendly, things like that. We're going to come back to the kitchen in a minute, but what I want to do here is I want to climb up in this slide and then park my booty over here in the Versa Lounge. Because one of the cool things about it is it gives us that big campsite direct viewing window. You also do have a viewing window in the entry door. It's kind of covered up by a handy dandy weights and measures poster, but you know, you get the idea. It isn't really the kind of camper from the factory level built for sitting inside watching TV all day, but with that entertainment center right across from the Versa Lounge, it's the perfect spot for it. Now, it does still have a propane furnace. I was surprised they still included the electric space heating fireplace thing in a less expensive series of trailer, but those things actually are pretty handy. You may notice, though, it does not have a propane oven. It has an electric oven / microwave that you could do some small, like, cookies and biscuits baking in. Nothing big time, nothing major. Trick is, to give us this awesome campsite window, something had to give. If I scroll the camera up a little bit, you see what? Overhead cabinet space. They had to give up some of that. Now, when we get back to the kitchen storage section, I think they did a pretty good job of compensating for it. So before you just write this one off, hang with me, we'll get there in a second. Or hopefully I chapter mark the video accordingly. They're also really good about just all these radius kind of statement walls, which I like. I think it really draws the eyes in. I do want to mention, because you don't have an overhead cabinet, they didn't have a place to be able to run a stovetop vent hood. They put one of the, rainproof kind of max air vent fans up there in the ceiling so that you can exhaust heat from cooking, you can exhaust the odors from cooking, although it is kind of blowing up back at your face, so sort of keep that in mind. Oh, I just noticed a nice piece of info here. The bunks each have their own separate curtain. That is handy. Now, it doesn't have windows for each bunk, only the top bunk has a window. What I don't remember, are there any power outlets around the bunks? Okay, I see some USB plugs there, and, ooh, good. Household and nope, not household, you idiot. USB type A and C plugs for the upper and lower bunks. I don't know what's wrong with me. Over here, we've got the Rhino Beetle coat hanger situation station going on, but it's actually, I don't mind that this corner is left a little bit blank because, yeah, you can hang some jackets up top, but that's not a terrible spot for like a wastebasket over there. It's out of the way enough, and you could probably pretty much leave it even with the slide out there. This does still maintain a tankless on-demand water heater, and that's actually located basically directly under the bunks. So it will service this RV very well with very little wasted water time in there. Now, the bathroom, it's a split bath where, you do open the door to get out and wash your hands after you've potentially used the toilet. And to give you a look around the space there, it's a little bit tight, but it's not necessarily terrible. The RV is not all extra tall either. It's a conventional 6.5 foot tall. So if you're a little bit bigger than the average bear like me, your head's gonna be up in that skylight and potentially bumping the skylight if you're clumsy like me. One of the other things that I was actually kind of surprised about, keep an eye on this lighting, and if you're photosensitive, you might want to close your eyes. I'm gonna give you a 3 count. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna bring the lights down. The camera's gonna flicker. It doesn't do that in real life, it just does it on camera. But all of your lighting is on a dimmer, which is actually kind of cool. So when it is evening movie time, or when it's early morning or late night time, you don't have to necessarily like blind yourself. Now this is another cool thing with the Versa Lounge. Like if I scoot over here, and the recent updates to the Versa Lounge, comfort is subjective. It feels a little bit softer and nicer on my butt than it used to, so I'm not unhappy with it. But your seating, it's not a direct-facing entertainment center in the way that it's east or west or north or south in the RV. It's like catty corner. It's a corner-facing entertainment center. But if you're stuck inside on a rainy day, the little bit you might run into that with a camper like this, it works. Ooh, right behind that candle, hidden power outlet. And you have power outlets over here right next to the countertop. That is just stellar points of, concept right there. Something else that's kind of cool, take a look at this. You have a pair of massive sliding drawers under that countertop right there, in addition to normal, like, silverware fork knife drawers. So your drawer space is not terrible, and that's probably going to act sort of like a pantry, although as you can see, you have a pretty serious pantry space built in behind the entertainment center. I love to refer to that as the pantry-tainment center. You might notice part of it's on a funky angle, though. That's because they use part of that space as a bonus closet up in the bedroom, which has a sliding pocket privacy door, which I have slid out of the way so I don't run into it. I do like the kind of tall toothpick window over here though. I think there's an awning arm next to it, so they couldn't really make that window any bigger, but it does open for airflow. Now they eliminated some of the walk around bed space, but they implemented like a handy little pet step. And I love the fact that the RV industry is finally starting to understand and recognize that, yeah, people camp with pets, you know. Part of the reason a lot of people camp is because they can't take their pets to a lot of hotel rooms, so they got an RV instead. Well, it took a little bit, but the RV industry's finally starting to notice it, so hopefully that trend continues. At least give them a hand for what they tried. Household and USB outlets on both sides of this bed. And if it looks a little funky monkey, that's because it's a funky sized bed. It's a 66-inch wide by 78-inch long, quote, custom king. I call it basically an Olympic queen. The thing with this bedroom though, is it gives you an extra lounge space, and there's a lot of space in here to be able to get dressed when you need to. But what do you do with yesterday's clothes? Well, one of the cool things, if you crack this open down here, it's actually got that a little mini wastebasket kind of built in down there, which I think is kind of cool that they, you know, incorporated that feature into the hanging wardrobe. Now, you can lift the bed to get to the storage. That's not hard. Make sure the bed's in the down power position before you do that. And just to give you a sense of scope and scale, did you notice in the floor of that closet, I included a couple of the cushions from the Versa couch so you could get an idea for how everything kind of plays out and lays out. Now, I don't normally do this all in one shot, but one of the cool things on this RV is the new slide system that they're using on here. It's called the Assassin Power Gear slide system, but it's basically a motorhome slide out. It moves fast, it moves quiet. Notice that I'm not cutting the video. We're doing this whole thing in one shot real time. When it does close, you're gonna pretty much lose the bedroom. And normally, I would say, well, you don't really want to toe tap around the slide to get through here. But one of the cool things on this, if you think about motorhome slides, they are designed and engineered to be sat in and occupied in transit. Towable slides often are not. This RV slide has a roller system under it that is helping support it. So if you do go to a travel stop and you're trying to stealth mode this sucker, you don't want to, like, let's say you need to sleep overnight, but we just discussed how we lost the bedroom. You can use the Versa Lounge to get you through the night. You could set the kids down to enjoy a quick little travel bite. You can do those things and not screw this camper up. And that is not normal in the towable RV industry. Now you may notice they have picked up a full viewing window in the entry door. They're really focusing any way they can on maximizing campside window coverage. Again, that's not something that this brand had done a lot of in the past. Now we're parked in a really oddball position today where I can't get you good corner shots of things. But one of the things that I did want to do here is give you a good look at the power awning space. If we open that up right here, what's neat is you see they have the updated patio awning lighting, both under the awning and one of those awning light strips right under the big kitchen viewing window, which does open for airflow. And in theory, if you're outside and like you need some tongs or something real quick, somebody could actually pass things in and out of that kitchen window. You'd have to slide the bug screen out of the way, but that's not hard to do. It's kind of made to be able to do that. I don't think they intended it to be like a serving window. Nothing says you couldn't do it that way. Now, let's talk camp kitchens. RV camp kitchens used to be awesome, and then they got cheapy, and they kind of started to suck. Well, it's gotten to the point, a lot of your outside camp kitchen stuff isn't amazing, and as a result, a lot of people are just kind of over it, but outside fridges are really handy. So they standardized it with an outside fridge, but they still included a gas grill hookup. It's almost the exact same way that we did our own Go Play travel trailers from Bish's RV. It still lets you, you know, if you want to bring along a Blackstone, a real good cooker, you can. Now, the underbelly of these is still enclosed. It's not like special heated like some of the other members of the family. And this is the new, in the industry, we kind of call it retro metal. The thing is, it's thicker than conventional corrugated aluminum skin, and it has an anti-scratch coating. So normal aluminum skin is a 0.024 inch thickness. This is a 0.030. Doesn't sound like much different, but do the math. It's a chunk thicker. It's a little bit heavier. It's a little bit more costly. It's also more impact resistant, so the RV is less inclined to get dinged and danged up, and It also has what's called Tough Coat, which is an anti-scratch coating. If I get you, let me get you right up here, right by the sidewall. You see how it's got kind of a matte finish? It's not super high glossy like the front smooth aluminum is. Let me get you, you see how the light reflecting off the word Salem right there is very obvious and almost mirrored? It's a serious anti-scratch coating where, like, if you're pulling into a campground that has low-hanging tree branches, I can't guarantee it'll prevent 100% of all scratches, but it's going to help prevent a lot of that. You know what I mean? Magnet holdbacks, and it does have a full true pass-through. Oh, I forgot. I don't normally close the slide and then just keep on keeping on like Joe Dirt because life's a garden. Dig it. And I got a funky little echo where I'm standing right now. But you can see how we are prepped and ready for slide awnings, and tinted windows have also become a standard item to help keep the weight in, or not the weight, the heat kind of in check and give you some privacy. The roof is walkable, doesn't include a ladder, but it does have that handy prep back right behind the slide right there so that you can, get up there and do your seasonal maintenance upkeep, keep an eye on all your seals and everything. This RV also has no factory standard solar, but it is prepped if you want to do a package. Now, prep basically means there's a plug on the roof and a wire goes into the wall, and then you do all the rest, or you pay us to do it. We can do it either way. Now, in case you were curious, you see a fiberglass trailer behind me. A lot of your Salems and Wildwoods offer optional fiberglass. The Ice series is not one of those. They have that new retro tin skin standard, period. They don't do anything else with their exteriors on these because, again, it is a straightforward, cost-focused kind of system. Short of that, check the link in the video description, and when you're ready, we're ready. You'll find links for pricing and availability down there, so whether you're curious or whether you're serious, you can see what one of these is running anywhere that we have one in stock whenever you happen to watch this video, because RV pricing changes all the time. That always gives you real live pricing that way. And until next time, let me know what you think of her. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.